Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We are going to be talking about Caramel Sundays Bakery on Main. Now, you're going to want to stay tuned for this entire review because I've already given some thoughts about this candle in my candle chat video over the weekend. And I do just want to let you guys know things have changed. So, yeah, you're going to be wanting to pay attention to this one if you are curious about this fragrance. So Bakery on Main is what I would say is Caramel Sunday's flagship fragrance. The candle that I have burning in front of me right now is one of their 4-wick 40-ounce candles. Now this size of a vessel retails for $64.99 on their website. If you have not shopped with Caramel Sundays before, they do have a little bit different business model of how these candles are available, and I will talk about that at the end of this video, so that way those of you who are already familiar with it don't have to listen to that whole spiel. But this candle will also be available this month in a 2-wick. They label it as a 22-ounce, but it's closer to like 18 ounces of soy wax. It won't be available in this format in the 4-wick, however, or the 4-wick 40-ounce. However, they are going to be offering this fragrance every once in a while, you guys. They pour what I call the big Mama Jamma size candles, 150 ounces of wax. And this fragrance will be one of those that is available in that size of a vessel. I will go over next week, you guys, my preview video for the April Caramel Sundays restock, and that's where we'll talk about all of the fragrances, what size candles they'll be available in, as well as what's on my wish list. But yeah, I did want to give you guys just a little bit of information about this fragrance in particular. Like I said, it is their #1 selling fragrance. It is what we would say is their flagship scent. And let's go ahead and talk about why that might be in this review. So this particular fragrance has top notes of sugar, mid notes of bakery, dough, and butter, base notes of vanilla buttercream. All right, so what does my nose detect? You guys, I'm just going to say outright, this is the most perfect vanilla gourmand fragrance my nose has come across. I love this. It has a lot of similarities. If I were to try to compare it to any other vanilla fragrances I have tried before, the the fragrance that I would say that this is most similar to would probably be Bath and Body Works Vanilla Bean. This fragrance is definitely, you get some sugar, but it's not cloyingly sweet sugar. You get the density of some butter in there, but again, it doesn't come across as like caramelized butter. And the vanilla buttercream, there's definitely a nice helping of it in here, but again, it doesn't lean too like there's too much confectioner sugar. It doesn't lean cloying. I do get some type of like bakery dough in this candle as well. It's not as light and fluffy as say like the cupcake accord that I will get in say like Homeworks' limoncello cupcake. I don't really get a fluffy cake note so much in this candle as much as I'm getting just that beautiful vanilla buttercream type of fragrance with a little bit of it almost smells not quite like a cookie to me, but there's just more density in like a dough, I would say. It's hard to describe and yet also not. This is just, if you love a good vanilla gourmand fragrance, if you're like me and you like to blend a good vanilla, again, it's not a perfumey vanilla. It's definitely a gourmand vanilla. If you like to use vanilla gourmands to mix with other fragrances that you might have in your collection, say like this time of year, I love to pair fragrances like this with a floral candle. Maybe you like to pair it with other gourmand fragrances, which I will give you guys some suggestions here in a few minutes. It is just, it's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. There's some warmth to it. I can just tell you, I see why this is their flagship fragrance and why it is so popular and why people love it, because the fragrance in and of itself doesn't smell artificial. It doesn't smell chemically, which it shouldn't, because truthfully, you guys, this is a brand. If you are unfamiliar with them, they pride themselves on being very clean and non-tox. So there are no phthalates, parabens, you know, the things that you would be concerned about. There's no paraffin. This is a 100% soy wax formula. The candles are 100% organic cotton, not the candles, the wicks, I meant to say. Very, very clean burning candles. I'm not getting any soot. This one has been burning for me. I've had this candle lit, oh goodness, going on almost 5 hours now. We've got a beautiful wax pool here, burning very, very cleanly for me. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about where there have been some recent developments with this candle. So I did mention, I saw quite a few comments on my Caramel Sundays haul video that I did with my husband. Oh gosh, probably, what was that, last weekend? Quite a few of you guys were saying, I love this fragrance, but it's very light, or I can barely smell it. And I think some of you guys had purchased it in the 2-wick. I'm not sure how many of you guys had purchased it in this one. And I was actually commenting back with you guys, and even on my candle chat video that I did over the weekend, I told you guys, yeah, I've lit it up about twice now, and my living room just hates this fragrance. Not this fragrance, but like it hates vanilla. For whatever reason, vanilla fragrances do not perform in the open concept area of my house. And even I said, like, yeah, I've had it going in my bedroom, and you know, I can smell it, but it's not like blowing me out of the water. I was ready to write off and say, yeah, unfortunately, this is just another vanilla fragrance that is not performing well for me. End of story. Too bad, too sad. Maybe I'll go ahead and buy it in a 2-wick, put it in a hurricane, and see maybe if that'll amplify any performance. So this is about the 5th burn of this candle, but I'm going to tell you guys, after I filmed that, not review, but that candle chat video, I lit it up again in my bedroom because I, by that point, had resigned to the fact that this was probably going to be a bedroom candle. And when I walked into my bedroom, I was like, this smells stronger than it did last time. Now, keep in mind, that was my 3rd burn. What do I tell you guys with a lot of these soy wax candles? I should have taken my own advice. A lot of soy wax candles, Caramel Sundays and Kringle, I find this to be with both of them. Sometimes they take a couple of burns to really come into their true element. And I was like, that's interesting. Burned it again yesterday in my bedroom. And yesterday in my bedroom, it was strong. Like I was like, okay, this is a lot stronger than I even remember it being a couple of days ago. So today I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice, and we're going to try burning it out in the living room again because it's pretty strong here in the bedroom. Strong enough that I feel like it might perform out here. So this morning I lit it up out here in the living room. I showed you guys the other day, I think it was in my Spanish moss video, the 2 places in my open concept that I've been burning it. I did have some windows open this morning, so I did burn this candle on my quilt rack on the other side of the living room, kind of right back here behind these flowers I had shown you guys in the Spanish moss video. I started burning it, and it's funny, about like an hour, I would say 45 minutes, an hour into the burn, I could smell it a little bit. And I was like, okay, I'm sniffing it a little bit, but I thought, okay, yeah, it was probably just a fluke. It burned well in the bedroom, but it's probably going to fade out here. I went in, did my hair, did my makeup, got myself all ready for the day. And as I was coming out, I was like, oh, I'm smelling this candle a lot. So much so that I started to walk out of my bedroom and I was like, I smell that vanilla candle. What is going on? All of that to say, you guys, today, this candle, after about, I would say 2 hours. Now, granted, remember you guys, this has a little bit wider base on it, so it does take a little bit longer to cool out. But I would say once I hit that 2.5 hour mark on this candle, this is throwing like an 8 out here in the open concept, which you guys know is unheard of for me with vanilla fragrances. Now, I don't know if it's because this is the 4-wick. I can't speak to the 2-wick if that would perform just as well out here, but I am telling you that this 4-wick has really come to life out here. And I am so, so happy to report that because, like I said, this is probably now my #1 vanilla fragrance. And honestly, you guys, this has thrown my wish list for the April restock completely into disarray because I was initially telling myself like, oh yeah, I'll probably repurchase that vanilla somewhere down the line. But now knowing that they're offering it in that big 150-ounce vessel, I am going through in my mind saying, okay, I've got some rewards to spend with Caramel Sundays. I'll talk about their rewards program a little bit more in the video next week that I'll upload for the restock. I'm like, I have rewards, which would equal 15% off This is going to be my holy grail vanilla fragrance going forward. This is a fragrance, you guys, that you can burn year round. I'm not even kidding you. You guys, you can burn this spring, summer, fall, and winter because this, like I said, is such a perfectly done gourmand vanilla fragrance. So right now I have been burning it with some of my floral candles. You guys probably saw, or no, you didn't see yet. I'm filming things a little bit out of order. I do have a Hallmarks haul going up this weekend, and I picked up some floral candles there, and this is burning beautifully with those. If you have any lilac fragrances, if you have any peony fragrances, if you right now are loving all of the florals, the Easter petals candle from Kringle, I'm sure if you've purchased some of the other florals from Caramel Sundays, I've heard their spring market is really nice. If you purchased just any type of florals right now, you can pair this with it. In the summertime, this is going to blend beautifully with all of your coconut and your lime and your banana. It's, you know, fall, here we go, Christmas or holiday, you're going to pair this nicely with any kind of like tree fragrances. So my wheels are starting to turn now and being like, okay, do I want to realign some things and purchase this in the giant vessel? I'll keep you guys updated next week when I share my finalized wish list with you guys. But at the moment, I'm thinking I might want to go ahead and do that because yeah, this fragrance is really, really good. And I'm very happy to report that this has just totally transformed for me and really come to life. And I could not be happier about it because I really, really love this fragrance. So my suggestion would be for those of you who purchased this in the 2-wick and you've burned it a couple of times and you've thought that it's been fairly light. John and Sierra have also said on their Instagram page that sometimes they will burn their candles in a hurricane to get some extra oomph out of it. And we all know by nature, different fragrance oils are going to be more potent than other ones. So like their truffle butter cookie that they had in the holiday collection is probably still my like number one strongest candle that I've ever purchased from Caramel Sundays. They, just like all brands, have some fragrances that are going to be powerhouses just based off of the fragrance oils, and other ones that you know, by nature they're a little bit lighter fragrances. You can still smell them, but if you want a little bit of extra oomph, I am finding with my Caramel Sundays candles, there's a couple of other ones that I have been burning. One of them I will be doing a review on next week for you guys, which by the way, I do plan to get reviews out not only for this candle, but I do plan to get reviews of Banana Boat and Golden Hour out for you guys next week prior to the restock, so that way you can have more information on that. But anyways, what I have found is that a lot of my Caramel Sundays candles, if I think that they're a little bit light, I do go ahead and pop them into a hurricane and I do get improved performance. So if you've purchased Bakery on Main, if you feel like it's a little bit light for you right now and you have a hurricane available, go ahead and pop it in there. You can also purchase hurricanes for pretty reasonable prices off of retailers like Walmart, or go into your like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods. I know that they always seem to carry some hurricanes. The 2-wicks have like kind of a smaller base, similar to like the Bath and Body Works or Goose Creek. The base of the vessel, I would say, is similar sized, so you should be able to find some hurricanes in there. But that is a way where you can go ahead and increase your performance. So overall, you guys, does this fragrance get 2 thumbs up from me? Yes. Yes, it does. I can't believe how much this has has transformed for me, and I'm so very grateful that it has, because it's such a wonderful fragrance, and I am very happy to have found my dream vanilla gourmand fragrance. So, like I said, this candle will be available not in this format. Keep in mind, not in this 4-wick format. It will be available in the 2-wick as well as a large 150-ounce vessel. I did get specifications on that size as well. That will retail for $174.99. It's over 10 pounds of wax, and it says that they have an approximate burn time of 300 hours on that big Mama Jamma candle. But it will also be available. Their 2-wick size vessel is $31.99. That does include shipping on the cost. So again, I'll cover that more in my Caramel Sundays preview video next week. But If you are unfamiliar with Caramel Sundays, they do a monthly restock, which means that right now, if you were to go to their website, you would not be able to purchase anything. Basically, they have one day every month where they let you guys know what they're going to be offering, and you want to have your cart ready to go. You want to have your selections ready to go. Sign up for their text alerts. I will have all that information in the description box down below. Sign up for their text alerts. You will get a notification text about 2 minutes before they launch those candles to the general public for early access shopping. You go in, buy what you want, and get on out of there, because it gets a little intense. If there's any stock left over, some of the more popular fragrances, you guys, they go very, very quickly. But they also have laundry detergent, household cleaners. I think this time they're bringing back car diffusers, which I got my eye on those as well. So yeah, those will be available. All of these products, the April restock, will be happening next Saturday, April 19th. That was actually my dad's birthday. He has been gone from us now for almost 2 years now, but it would have been my dad's 71st birthday. So here's to hoping maybe I'll treat myself for his birthday. With the inheritance money that he left me, maybe I will treat myself to some candles on his birthday next week on the 19th. But yes, April 19th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when these candles will be available in their restock. Let me know in the comment box down below, have you purchased this candle from them? What has your experience been? Let us know, are you gaining, those of you who said that it's very, very light for you, can you guys give us some updates? Because I was very, very surprised at the turn that this one took. Like I said, I was ready to write it off and just say it's just another vanilla. My living room hates vanillas. I will never find a vanilla. I'll never find a true love. And sure enough, it turned things around for me. So let me know in the comment box down below if you've purchased it in this 4-wick format or any other larger formats, or if you only have it in the 2-wick, if you've tried burning it in a hurricane, what your experience has been. All right, you guys, this video has gone a little bit longer than I typically like my reviews to go, but I did want to give you guys all of those updated details on this fragrance, because I feel like this is one of their fragrances that there's so much intrigue about. And I wanted to make sure that this was a very, very thorough review for all of you. So I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. Until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.